Yo, what's up everybody? It's Eckstein here. The goal of this video is for spectators who are totally new to Team Fortress 2. So I'm really going to break this down in the simplest terms, and we're going to take a look at the competitive gameplay and just cover the basics so you guys can watch it and enjoy it. The map we are on right now is Badlands, which is a very popular map. You'll probably be seeing a lot of it. In the competitive play, which this map is more preferred in, the teams are made up of 6 players each, and Team Fortress is also all about class play. There's 9 different classes that the players can play. Since we only have 6 players, it's kind of, therefore we're only going to see a certain number of the classes at a time. I have the HUDs disabled just so that we can get a clear view and you guys can focus on what I'm talking about and we don't get distracted by all this stuff. But I'll bring in the spectator HUD in a little bit and we'll go over that. So the main aspects of Team Fortress 2, before I get into the classes and stuff, is control point. There's 5 control points, and this point that we're staring at right now being the middle point. And right now it's neutral. The teams are about to come in and start fighting for control of the middle point. It's kind of like a pistol round in Counter-Strike, where the pistol round sets the tone of each match. In Team Fortress, though, it is all about the rounds, but the rounds are a little bit longer than Counter-Strike, and there's different formats, but either way the scoring is based off of rounds. So as you see here, the teams are coming in, they're fighting this, they're going for position, they're battling it out. I'm slowing it down just because we're going to be talking. It's kind of like a king of the hill type thing where you have to stand on a point for a while to capture it, and then after you capture the middle point, then you can move forward and capture the second point. And then once you capture the last point, that is when the round is over. So getting back to the class aspect of it, there are 9 different classes, but in the competitive game we only see a limited number of these classes. Most of the classes have a limit of 2 players, so that you can have 2 soldiers. So you see this guy right here with a rocket launcher. You could have 2 scouts, etc., etc. The medic, who we see right here with the Ghostbuster gun and healing the soldier, he is limited to 1 per team. There's also a Demoman, who's a very powerful class, and he's limited to 1 per team. We refer to the kind of standard setup as the cookie cutter setup of the 6 players, because that's what everybody uses the most. That's what has been proven to be the most effective, and that's what you'll see most often in the 6v6 competitive game. And what that cookie cutter setup is 2 scouts, 2 soldiers, 1 medic, and 1 Demoman. Now the medic we see here, he's got this, he's shiny red, and the blue medic is shiny blue. And what that is that's the uber charge, and that's the main tool of the medic and why the medic is so important, and also kind of conversely why the medic is only limited to 1 per team. Now when the medic has this uber charge going, him and the player that he is healing are invulnerable. So it's a great offensive tool, it's a great defensive tool, and that charge builds up over time as the medic continues to heal people. And in fact, it builds up faster if the players are damaged, so sometimes you will see players damage themselves in order to help the medic build the charge up faster. There's another charge item that the medic can use called the Kritzkrieg, that when that charges faster, and when it is charged and when he uses it, the players throw out the critical hits, which their weapons glow and all of their damage is intensified, kind of like the quad damage from Quake. The Kritzkrieg is kind of more of a situational use, as if you don't have the Uber, you're not able to protect yourself. Now the dynamics of the Uber gun and the Kritzkrieg are definitely a big part of the strategic gameplay of Team Fortress 2. If you have the Uber charge, you can press, you can be aggressive, you can do all these things. If you don't have the Uber charge, you're a little vulnerable. You have to play more cautiously, but at the same time, if you know the other team doesn't have an Uber charge, you can still be aggressive. So knowing whether the other team has it or not is an important factor. Knowing whether you have an advantage on it is an important factor, and utilizing it effectively. So right now the blue team, the red team used it and forced the blue team to use it, but also the blue team is kind of so far away they're not able to put pressure on it. But anyways, then the medic can also overheal players, buff as the World of Warcraft terminology or RPG terminology, and improve their health above standard. Let's switch over to the medic's perspective here. You can see he's switching around and healing these different players. If we had the HUD up, you can see everybody's health. And he can heal people to 50% above their normal health. So a soldier who has 200 health will go to 300 health. And vice versa for the different classes. So let's switch classes here and start to look at somebody else. And also, just as we see here, this match is going on in the background as we're doing this tutorial, but the blue team captured that point and won that round. So let's switch over to the soldiers here. As you see, the soldiers have this rocket launcher, and they use it to increase their mobility. Now, one of the things with Team Fortress 2 that you'll see definitely in the competitive scene is the rush to the middle. This middle fight is very important. So the players, get there as fast as they can, and there's a lot of strategy going on in this middle fight. I'll even slow it down again. So the soldiers are kind of your basic combat class. They're kind of like the battering ram in some sense. They spam out there with their rockets. They're doing splash damage, and they also have a shotgun. The soldiers are also the ones who are most often connected to the medic and in charge of protecting the medic. Usually what will happen is one soldier will be the pocket, which means that they're just ones who are staying closest to the medic and are moving in conjunction with the medic, while the other one is referred to as the roamer, which means that he's getting a little further away and usually being more aggressive. So the soldiers' splash damage helps protect against scouts coming in on their medic, and they're just kind of the battering ram. The other aspect of the main offensive force is the Demoman. You see him right back there. Let me find his perspective. Yeah, the Demoman here, you see he's using the sticky bomb launcher right now. He's got 2 weapons. The sticky bombs also enable him to do sticky jumps similar to the rocket jumps and increase his mobility. He can actually go farther and faster with the sticky jumps than the soldiers can with the rockets. So he's usually actually the first one to the middle point, although sometimes those jumps are tricky and sometimes the Demoman is slow to the middle and sometimes not. Those sticky bombs are also used primarily for setting traps, so hiding them in obscure locations, and then somebody runs by and you detonate them. So sticky bombs can be detonated at any time. So Demoman traps is an important part of the game in securing locations and trapping players and getting big kills. That's also why the Demoman is limited to one class at a time, because those traps are so powerful. His other weapon, which we saw him using for a second there, is the pipes. The pipes are a projectile that has an arc, so they're a little tricky to connect with, but they're very powerful. They're more powerful than rockets. The Demoman overall is vulnerable at close range, but can spam, send out a lot of damage effectively, and use these sticky bombs very effectively. So the other competitive class, well, it looks like we got a little bit of sniper here, which doesn't always happen, but you do get a little bit of off-classing, and most of the off-classing, that's just the term when one of the players of a traditional class switches it up and plays something else. So we see a heavy as well going on right now, and if I can find him. The heavy is very good defensively, but he's slow offensively, so we don't really see him a whole lot. But he still has his uses and very important. We're in the scout's perspective right now, and you can see he's working with his partner. And the scouts are usually most effective when they work together, as they have very low health and they're very vulnerable. When they get up close and utilize that shotgun of theirs, they can do a lot of damage really quick. So they're kind of one of the classes that really swings the game. If the scouts are doing well and are outperforming the other team's scouts, then most likely you're going to win. If your scouts are doing bad, then they just kind of die and disappear, and your team is without some players. So the scouts are very important. They watch the flanks and cover the sides, and just kind of the mobile class. I guess the name implies their role. They're the ones who usually off class and switch it up, as they're the kind of the lighter classes and are the utilities. And I think that pretty much covers things. I just wanted this to be a brief overview, not going into tactics too much, but just covering what to look for. Let's pull up the HUD real quick, and you can see this thing is the spectator HUD, and it's pretty nifty. On the very bottom you see those 5 boxes, and you see that second to the left is filling up, and that means the blue team just captured this point. The red team gets back up on there. You see the ×3. The more players they have on there, the faster it caps, and the scouts count for 2 in these capturing purposes. The scouts are really helpful for capturing points. And you can also see with this awesome HUD that it shows which players are down, which players are hurt, and it gives you the respawn timers. Because this game is different than Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, it's round based, and in the middle of the round you don't have players come back to life. But in Team Fortress 2 it's a constant game. So Team Fortress 2, players come back to life, but instead the game is more about momentum and getting an advantage by killing off the other team and then utilizing that advantage and securing new territory. But because of the respawn, teams have an opportunity to come back and to reset into defense. So obviously if your medic dies, then you lose the ubercharge he was building, and you're going to be at a disadvantage in those regards. So I think that pretty much covers everything, and give new viewers an insight to the X Television matches. I try to be as descriptive as possible and help new viewers all throughout those matches. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments here, and I'll get to them, or shoot me a message. And I hope this tutorial was helpful, and welcome to new fans of TF2. It's really a great competitive game, and I hope you guys enjoy all the coverage we have here, and I'm sure we'll be having some more tutorials coming on. I'm going to do a medic one shortly, and we'll be having some other stuff. So thanks for watching. Peace out.